Yo, what is up, guys? ShinobiEevee here, back again with another video for you guys. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going over Sword Online Alicization Lycoris and Sword Online Fatal Bullet. We're going to be discussing the flaws, discussing the stuff that they do great, and basically trying to decide which one's better or if they're equal. But yeah, no, that's going to be basically kind of what we're doing here. It's kind of like a mixed review of both of these games and what my opinion are on both of them. And for those of you guys who are new to this channel, my name is ShinobiEevee. I do anime and gaming on here, and we like to have some fun on here. So for those of you guys who like that kind of stuff, definitely you're going to want to check this video out because we're going to have a lot more like it coming soon. And for those of you guys who play this game or are wanting to check out the game, this will also be helpful to you guys because we're going to be giving our opinions and our discussion when it comes to this game and its overall stuff that's got going on, from gameplay to bugs to, you know, the stuff I like or dislike. So for those of you guys who are thinking about getting this game, then this will also be a really good video for you guys as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the video.
Baby, I'm a gangster too. It takes two to tango. You don't wanna mess with me. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too.
On my knees in the night, then
Baby, I'm a gangster too.
bang it.
Baby, I'm a gangster too.
On my knees in the night, then prayers in the street light.
Baby, I'm a gangster too.
Alright, and we are back. So, as you guys can probably tell by now, I don't exactly have a script for this, so I'm going to be going basically off the top of my head, but I'm going to try and keep it organized for you guys. So, like, here we go. But before we go ahead and dive deep into this game real quick, first thing I want to say is I appreciate that this game has a mode, or not a mode per se, the ability to have 4 different characters. Like, I love the fact that they allowed me to do this, because this kind of just allows us as, people who like to make their own character, which is another thing I want to get into, but that's later. But it allows us to kind of get creative with our builds, creative with our characters, all that stuff. Like, I basically went with my first character, which is this one, and I went boy-girl, then I went girl-girl on this one. And I kind of just did the same with this one, and then, I don't know, I think this one are probably too soon. I have to change these two up, but the fact that you can do this is amazing. Like, it kind of gives you something to strive for, something to get done. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've been in the story mode on this one before, and I just beat this one recently, and this is the one I'm working on currently, which, is a huge testament to this game and its longevity and how well, made it is. Like, people will go out of their way to make 4 different characters, 4 different accounts, and it also allows you to kind of switch up your gameplay a little bit. Like, for instance, this character, sword and gun mostly is what I go on this. This one right here, I usually use a sniper. This one I'm not done yet, so it's all over the place. This one, I'm more like dual-wielding shotguns and stuff like that. I just got different builds on all of these. And the best part is also it's good for efficiency because you're allowed to share the item box that you have. So all the stuff you get, regardless of what account you're on, all the stuff you get, like let's say I get a Z weapon here, then I can give that Z weapon to this character, even though we're on different accounts here. So yeah, no, it's definitely something I wanted to kind of just throw in there. So to the creators who made this game, definitely thank you for that, because I kind of just got to screw around with this a little bit and it was fun. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the story. Alright, and now let's get into the story. So I'm going to have a long story short, but basically your character, when you get into GGO for the first entire time, is basically trying to become the best player in all of GGO. So currently, he would basically be, the up-and-coming rookie, like they do usually anime, where he's new at the game, but then he turns out to be prodigy, and, ends up, getting good at the game. And, throughout the whole entire time playing the game, some experiences happen. In fact, one of the things I liked about this game was the fact that they kind of added in the scene with Death Gun when he first showed up. and they kind of went with that, with Kirito's reaction and everything like that. And we kind of got our own personal reaction of everything, which was really nice. So, story-wise, not too bad there. But, yeah, no, they give some pretty good stuff with the story, and I love the fact also that they do a really good job at basically making it to where, you know, when you do the story, right, it's more gameplay focused than it is, you know, talking or explaining stuff, which is really, really crucial in my opinion, because Alicization Lycoris kind of made the mistake of making it kind of a storyboard, you know, kind of game, which is telling more of the story than you actually playing the game, which, I mean, SAO games have been doing that for a while, so I don't blame them for doing that. It's kind of their bread and butter, and for us SAO fans, we really don't mind it, especially since they do add some pretty good scenes in there for that kind of thing. But for the most part, we want to play the game more than we want to be actually just, you know, reading text. So for me personally, I feel like this game does a really good job at that, especially since you also are not, you know, running around as a reskinned version of Kirito. Like this character right here, this isn't Kirito, because, you know, obviously Kirito's right there. But my point is, you're not running around basically playing as Kirito with just a reskinned model that you kind of get to design yourself. This is actually your character, your story, and I love the fact that you got that. So overall, really good job when it comes to that. Now, moving on to some other stuff. Of course, there's a lot of content in this game, and another thing I liked about the story is the fact that they added a Kirito mode, so in case you wanted to play through Kirito's story, or you wanted to actually, you know, kind of play the scene where he goes against, you know, Death Gun, they have a Kirito mode for that, which is really, really nice. So, story-wise, definitely great. I enjoyed it a lot. I know a lot of people kind of found it cheesy, especially the stuff with, you know, Itsuki, who is one of the newer characters, but at the same time, I don't really mind it that much, so it's not a terrible story for me, personally. I enjoyed it. Like, you guys can tell me down below if you played this game already, what you think about it, but me personally, I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed the new characters as well, so not too bad in my opinion. Now, of course, content-wise, there's, of course, 5 different DLCs. I think there's actually 6. No, there's 5 different DLCs, 2, and they're basically kind of just like parts 1 and 2. There's technically, in my opinion, if you combine some of the DLCs, it's technically only 3 DLCs, but 2 of them are kind of connected to the first ones you play. So that's why I say that there's more than that. And Kirito just went flying by there, Jesus Christ. And yeah, no, they have a lot of content here, a lot of skills, a lot of stuff you can gain from it. The stories are not too bad either. In fact, I really like the story for the first one, because they added in Alice and Eiji. I mean, not Alice and Eiji, Alice and Yu-Gi-Oh! And then the second one, they added in Eiji and Yuna, which was really nice. And actually, it's one of the most beautiful cutscenes I've ever seen before. So I'll have to show you that on screen right now, too. But, you know, overall, I enjoyed that a lot. And I also enjoyed the fact that they allowed you to basically play through those as your own character and kind of get your own perspective on it, like in the story mode that you get originally, which is really nice. So, overall, like the content, and of course the fact that, you know, you get to have so many weapons, so many skills, also makes it really entertaining as well. You kind of make some different builds, like I was talking before. All my different characters have different builds, because they have Gatling guns, assault rifles, you know, they even got lightsabers in here, so I'll be coming in here looking like a Jedi, or I can have my characters do the same thing as well, because as you can see, I have a kind of like Jedi team here. I have my partner, AI, which is Cynthia, holding a lightsaber. I got a lightsaber, Kirito got a lightsaber, bro. So, you know, squad up, you know, because we are the Senate. Alright, I know it's the Star Wars jokes, but you get the point. And I bet a lot of people in this game, you don't have to lie about it, I bet a lot of y'all kind of went lightsabers, like, you know, because we all wanted to be Mace Windu or Obi-Wan Kenobi or whatever, so you don't gotta lie about it. We all did it. You know, some of us committed to it, some of us didn't. I was one of the ones who committed to it, and I still do, even though I get my butt handed to me for doing so. So, that's on me, but hey, I love it. You know, especially the skills that they got in here. I love how they have some of the sword skills from Minecraft in here. I also like how they, as you can see, Kirito's kind of holding his weapon a certain way. When somebody shoots at him, in fact, if I could find somebody to shoot at him, he will block bullets on his own. So, well, if he's right here too, so, look, hold on. Watch if somebody shoots him, he's able to block bullets. Or he's just gonna go out the sword. Dude, ooh, he did a lot of damage too. That wasn't too bad. He did a lot of damage. I didn't touch him, so that was not me. Yeah, no, he's just going in. He's being a boss right now. He didn't do the thing, but basically when he has that skill, he's supposed to be able to deflect bullets, but it is what it is. There's a skill in this game that allows you to do that. It's kind of like how they showed him do it in the anime, except for it wasn't a skill for him in the anime. It was more of just like, oh, you know, kind of get to deflect bullets because I can read prediction lines, and he's kind of just wilding out over there, like he does not care. But now they added a skill in for that, and I really enjoyed that, though. To be honest, I kind of wish there was just a way to deflect bullets so I didn't have to put a skill on, but you know, I bet they probably have to balance that. Otherwise, everybody would be just using the swords and the PvP to kind of block bullets. But kind of getting off the topic here, moving back on to content here. I like the fact that the AI in this game really, it's a little wonky, but at the same time, you know, it's wholesome. It's fun. Especially your personal AI that you get to make, you know, and you get to design her with weapons, you know, to design her own stats and everything like that. So basically you can kind of make her any way you want, and she also has, you know, some pretty cool cutscenes and everything like that, and a special item that gives you a special cutscene, which I will not spoil because I don't want to spoil the game for people. But yeah, no, I really like it. I really like it a lot. The only things I have a problem with when it comes to this game, if I'm being dead ass though, like kind of trying to wrap this up, is the fact that it's not crossplay, which of course sucks, and also the fact that when it comes to this game, you cannot run around in the overworld with people, so you can't go around and actually, you know, run around with people in the overworld, fight bosses together and everything like that. You kind of have to do that with multiplayer, and you have to do that, you know, by yourself with the AI, which, I mean, it's fine, I guess, but at the same time, I'm so used to Alicization Lycoris that it kind of hits me now, where it's like, I kind of wish in this game that they added in the fact that you can kind of just run around with your friends and actually play with them and everything like that, take down bosses. Kind of miss that a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. And damn, I just got sent pack in there. So let's see what it is. Let's see one of these. Ooh, look at that, saucy. But yeah, no, it is what it is. Kind of have to deal with it. Still wish they added into the game. Glad they did it with Alicization Lycoris. The other problem I have with this game a little bit, and it's kind of a minor problem, it's nothing crazy, but it's the fact that the online can be buggy, but at the same time that could create some funny moments too, so it's not too bad. I'd have to say it's not too bad at all. So yeah, no, other than that, variety of enemies is great, variety of bosses is great, difficulty wise it's not too bad. So, you know, it's hard, but it's not impossible. In fact, that's the one thing that keeps me coming back to this game, honestly, is the fact that it's, you know, it has this difficulty where it's like, yo, I can't beat this game easily, but if I can find a strategy or a way to do it, you know, I could come back and actually do it, you know. It's one of those. So yeah, overall, I have to give the game a solid, in my opinion, 8.5 out of 10, due to the fact that, you know, you don't have the overworld thing, so that kind of sucks. Upgrading weapons can also be a pain a little bit too. So, you know, how my weapons are right now, it took me forever. It was a grind, to say the least. It took me forever to get the materials to do this, and also to upgrade them. Like, upgrading probably took me longer than getting the materials, if I'm being dead ass, because seriously, like, you had to do it one at a time, and, you know, the upgrades with the percentages was all wonky, so weird with that. But overall, fun game. You know, if you're not like somebody who's like extremely competitive or anything like that, or really like grind focused, you know, this game would be perfect, you know, just to pass the time. Or, you know, if you have a game that you want to be able to play offline, then this would be really good. It has a lot of content, a lot of DLC, so not too bad there. Now, if you want an online experience, they also have that. In fact, even to this day, I could probably go onto servers, and I could probably still find somebody, at least on the PvE. PvP, probably not, unless I go online and ask somebody off of Facebook or somewhere to be like, yo, you want to play PvP with me or something like that. And even then, I'd probably get smacked because, you know, I don't have the right stuff for it. No, electrodynamic stunner is like the freaking key to that, so it is what it is. But yeah, no, that's pretty much gonna be it for this. So other than that, let's go ahead and move over to Sword Online Alicization Lycoris. And we are back. So here we are in Alicization Lycoris, and you're seeing my character, and we, as usual, stuck to the all-white theme, so you already know what's up with that. But yo, let's go ahead and get into the story and the content here. So let's get it. Alright, so explaining the story here is going to be pretty easy. So the story follows, of course, Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, Alice, and of course Kirito, and of course an added character. They added another character too, Medina, and basically going through the story of Alicization. Now Medina, she gets added on into the Alicization story at the Swordcraft Academy along with Rodier and Tisei, but she also doesn't really take place in the main story. She's kind of just there for the after story, or what would you call that, end game story, how I would say it. So she's basically there for the end game, but for the most part the game pretty much takes, I wouldn't say a linear approach, because you could basically complete the story any which way you want to, but for the most part when it comes to unlocking areas, you kind of do have to follow the story the way that it tells you to in order to get farther in and unlock more stuff. So it's linear in that fashion, but when it comes to leveling up, when it comes to, like, you know, getting swords, getting items, it's not that linear. And they even added the function recently into the game where they allow you to basically skip through some of the story, or even shorten the story a little bit, you know, make it a little bit less complicated so that you can actually get through it a lot faster, which is a huge thing in my opinion, especially considering how long the story was before. So I definitely give them props on that. I'm glad that for newer players, if you guys are enjoying the game today, you'll be able to get through the story a lot faster than what I had to do. At least the main story. Like, the main story for me took me 2-3 hours to get through, and they also had the bugs sometimes, so that like, if a bug happened, you kind of had to restart at a certain area. So it was a little bit wonky at first, but they fixed it, thank the Lord. You know, wait times isn't that much of an issue anymore. I remember when this game first launched, the wait times were ridiculous just to spawn and get to a new area. It was insane. So yeah, no, definitely they fixed the problems. But as far as content story goes, story wise, definitely enjoyed it. You know, going through Alicization again was always nice. In fact, I still watch Alicization and War of Underworld to this day because I enjoy it that much. I also watched the Sword Online Progressive movie, which was really awesome too, in my opinion. So definitely enjoyed that. The side story with Medina, in my opinion, was worth it. But at the same time, they shouldn't have added it in with the main story with Swordcraft Academy. They should have never added it, in my opinion, because it made the story longer, at least the main story, longer than it needed to be. You know, the whole thing with the administrator, Medina's client with the orthonos and everything like that, that was nice to end at the, you know, ending touch thing that they were doing there. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you didn't have to add that in with the main story with Yu-Gi-Oh! Allison. They could have added that in later, or whatever they were going to do with that. But the way they kind of did the story with that, you know, adding Medina in, kind of like, it kind of made it shaky, but it is what it is. You know, it was a welcome addition as far as the character is concerned. Medina is a welcome addition to the story. Now, other than that, gameplay I love it. You know, I remember the beginning of the game, it was, you know, it was a little shaky because, you know, bugs and glitches. In fact, this game in particular, its launch was a little messy, to say the least. Its launch was messy, but they straightened it up, and if you ever played this game today, you wouldn't know the torture and the horrors of what we had to go through. You know, we were kind of the guinea pigs. I bought the special edition version. Like, I went all in because I was excited as hell for this game. And, you know, at first the game was like, yeah, you know, it was giving us some issues, but, you know, over time, folks, you know, it did what it needed to do. And now to this day, I've grinded this game so much that I don't want to tell you how many hours I have into this game at this point in time, because it's too many. You know, it's way too many, I tell you that right now. But yeah, content wise, you're never going to be running out of content with this game. Even to this day, I haven't completed all the content that is in this game, and that's not because I'm lazy. It's just because there's so much content that it's overwhelming. That, and of course for the bosses, like the one you're seeing me do it right now, some of the content you don't have to do, but it's still there if you need items or anything like that. So definitely still got that to do. And of course you also got, you know, skins and stuff that you can get from, you know, doing DLC or whatever. But no, content wise, you're not going to be running out. In fact, with this game in particular, there has been, so you'll have like the first couple of DLCs. So you'll have, you know how Asana's DLC first, then you'll have Xenon's, and then after that, I'm pretty sure there's Silica, right? Then there's a 3-part DLC that is long as hell. Like, it's 3 parts, and they're really, really long, but they give you so much experience, so it helps you level up. And on top of that, it gives you a lot of weapons, which is the XT gear, which you need in order to do these bosses, extreme mode at least. And It's good. In fact, me personally, with the DLCs, with the first 3 that they released, Xenon's was my favorite, obviously, because Xenon's best waifu. No cap, nobody else telling me different, you know. I know Asana's up there, but Xenon for me, and maybe Rain or Yuki, definitely gonna be up there for me. Honestly, I don't know. I can't really choose. But for me personally, my top 5, if I had put my top 5 up there, it'd be Xenon, Asuna, Yuki, Rain, and I guess Leafa. Leafa would definitely be up there. In fact, I had to put probably Leafa above Rain, but that's enough. I'm just blabbing at this point, but you get the point. Like, the game is fun, stories are great. You know, DLC wise, I really enjoyed doing the stories that they had in there. You know, gave some backstory to the time that happened basically after Kirito got stuck in here for 200 years and what happened in between all that. So, kind of just shows that he wasn't doing a whole lot of nothing in here while he was trapped. So, enjoyed that a lot. A lot of swords, a lot of areas. In fact, if we're being real here, with the amount of areas that they have in this game, like there's like nothing short of to explore in this game. Like, I'm being dead ass. Like, you can explore so much in this game. It's crazy. And the best part is every area has creatures in it that suit the area. With SEO, they kind of copy paste a little bit. Like, the main enemy you saw no matter what area it was in was, you know, the bots and everything like that. But with this game, no matter what area you're in, you're not going to be seeing the same creature more than once. And if you do see the same creature, they're going to be adapted to that area that they're in. So, like, if you see a plant type creature in an area, you know, most likely it's going to be different depending on the area it's in. Or sometimes you won't even see them at all, depending on what area you're in. So, you know, they make sure to diversify the enemies. They make sure that everything's looking clean, that everything's looking good. And I gotta give them props to that. I gotta give them props to that at all. And let's not even talk about the fact that they actually made upgrading in this game, which is a big thing for me. I don't know how big it is for you guys, but they made upgrading stuff in this game so much easier. I'm not even joking to you. It is so much easier to upgrade stuff in this game compared to Fatal Boy. Like, it's painfully easier, in fact. So, gotta give them props to that as well. And, of course, the best part in this game, the fact that you're able to control your AI and actually make them move the way they want to. And the way that works is you play as different characters. You're able to play as every single character in the game, and as you play as that character, it's going to memorize your moves. It's going to memorize everything you do, and then when you're not playing as that character, as you switch in between them, it will do what you would do. So, like in the case of this, Phila, who I have set as a debuffer, so I do buff and everything like that. And as you can see, all the other AI are already doing what I told them to do because I played as them before. So they're literally moving on their own, they're acting on their own, they're doing their own stuff, and it's nice. And the best part is too, you can also control the actions they do by slowing everything down and kind of just going in. So it's not too bad, and you can get some pretty sick combos off, and I really enjoy it. Boss is obviously really tough. As you can see, we're going in on this one right here, and I remember for the longest time I couldn't defeat this one, so I had some friends help me out with upgrading. But overall, you know, after I got my weapons upgraded, you know, we went to business, we went to town, and you know, ever since it's been solid out here. It's been real solid. So yeah, no, as far as content goes, no, really good. As far as multiplayer goes, there's not a PvP like there was in Fatal Bullet, but at the same time, you know, you didn't really need a PvP in this game, considering the fact that a lot of the bosses were kind of your PvP. You know, a lot of the bosses in this game did a lot of stuff, and for the most part, some of them, you know, to this day, even the best players in this game can't even defeat some of them. And some of these characters got better weapons than I do, you know, because they monsters here, bro. They're beta testers. So it's just like a huge challenge for everybody. It's like one of those games. It's like Elden Ring if you think about it. It has that Elden Ring kind of difficulty. And it's a little bit complicated with movement, but at the same time, when it comes to movement, they have a simpler version you can do as well. I just choose the hard version on purpose because, you know, I'm a gamer, so it is what it is. And we're about to get a nasty, ooh, that was like a 25, that was a 25 million combo that we just did right there. That was pretty nice. But yeah, no, as far as movement goes and everything like that, gameplay wise, they have a simple way where you can do your combos, and they have a harder way, but after you get done doing it, it's child's play at that point. Like, it's not hard to learn, so not bad at all. Great variety of weapons, you know, great skill-based system. In fact, when it comes to your skills and everything like that, I love how they have this kind of tree right here where it shows all the skills for all the different weapons as you guys are looking at it on the screen. I haven't unlocked some of these because, you know, you know me, I'm already going straight to dual wielding. In fact, my 2 builds that I have currently are, of course, the dual wielding build, which you see me use recently. And you can see that right here. I'm using, you know, dual forget-me-nots, of course, from the latest DLC. And that's another thing. It's like, bro, they just keep adding stuff and adding stuff. So even if you join this game so later on, bro, like, they would have this DLC. So, you know, you'd have a lot, and that'd be a lot of content. So much content that you might not even be able to complete it all, unless you kind of just grind it out. So, yeah, you have to keep up with it. So, you know, it's great. But my 2 builds that I usually run at least would be my sword build, of course, and, of course, my bow build, which was the most OP, I might add. When this game first came out, this right here, this specific bow was the strongest weapon in the game. At least until everybody started getting light wolves and sky wrens and everything like that. It was like the early game weapons, man. It was a crazy grind for these, especially. Like, even to this day, I've only gotten 2 of them. These were the best weapons to use at the time, at least for dual wielding. But now it's like the game's been upgraded so much to the point where now even my weapons that I have right now aren't the strongest. Like, there's some stronger weapons out there. In fact, my friend right here, as you're looking, prime example of that. But, you know, other than that, story pretty good, content pretty good. You know, bugs and everything was shaky at launch, but they're fixing that. You know, as far ooh, there's the light wolf. Okay, haven't seen that in a little while, but now as far as, you know, DLC, love the stories, everything like that. Multiplayer is a little buggy at times. It's something they still need to improve on. When doing bosses, it kind of gets a little bit buggy sometimes, but at the same time, it doesn't really depends on your connection, in my opinion, for me personally. But not too bad there. You know, bosses not too hard, but at the same time not too easy either. You know, it's kind of just like Fatal Bullet, but, you know, amp it up a lot more, like amp it up times like 20. So it's like Elden Ring a little bit. But no, other than that, I really enjoyed this game. In fact, me personally, my only qualms I'd have to, you know, with this game, and that's only because I played it since the day it launched, was the bugs, the fact that it took forever for you to switch between area to area. So if I was to switch between, for instance, the area I'm in right now to like one of these areas, which they're, as you can see, I was talking about earlier, they have so many areas to explore. You know, if you were to switch to one of these areas, like for instance, let's say, you know, Desert Desert, it would take you a long time to teleport to this area. But in this case, as you're about to see right now, since they fixed that issue, you know, wait times now, you know, it's not that bad. In fact, normally I'd be sitting here for a good couple of minutes. I'd probably be able to go make me a sandwich before I come back and actually, you know, be able to play the game. But as you can see here, it's gonna give it a minute, but it's gonna actually, you know, load me in a lot faster. Now, of course, the game is huge, so it's not gonna load me in instantly like it would do with Fatal Bullet. Fatal Bullet, as far as maps go, is a lot smaller and, you know, a lot more compact compared to this, where it's like wide open, a lot of areas to explore. So it's not too bad. Well, let's go ahead and get this in real quick. It's maybe because I'm online, but hold on. Game's loading in a little bit, and there it is. Yeah, a lot shorter times. I remember before, I would still be sitting there for another good 1 to 2 minutes, and as you can see, the areas too, is like they didn't slack off on the areas, right? These are wide open areas, and the best part is too, is in this game, you can run around with the people in this game. Like if you're gonna go multiplayer, you could run around with your friends and do all the stuff here. That's it. And another thing, and I'm about to show you this right now, is when you make your character and everything like that, and you go online, you can basically have your character running around. It's random. You won't see them, you know, all at the same time or whatever you want to do. But I'm about to show you real quick right now, if I can get over here. Like, hold on a second. I don't want to teleport to the thing because that'll take a little bit too much time. I kind of want to try and get this review done real quick. But when you make your character and you go online, it basically allows your character to wander around other people's overworlds, and it actually fights on its own. And you're about to see that right here. In fact, I think they might be fine something, but as you can see, these people right here, those are other people's characters, and they are fighting on their own. You can bring these people with you to fight bosses and do a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's really, really fun. And they have their skins and everything like that, so really, really fun. I really enjoyed this part, especially because it kind of makes it like, yo, it's not like only you fighting here. You know, you got all your friends with you, and the best part is too, is you can also recruit their people So as you can see, I have, of course, the regular characters from, SAO in here, and then I have my best friend, or one of my friends, anyways, who plays this game. And yeah, I can have him with me, and I can actually play as this character too, which is also awesome. So if I really want to, there you go. I can switch to his character, and I can use all the skills that he has. I just can't change his build, obviously, because it's not my character. But yeah, really enjoyed that part as well. And as you can see, ooh, this guy's looking clean. I can invite them to the party, and there you go. I have all their characters here, and I got a full squad to run around and mop up 4 people. So yeah, no, overall, game really decent. The only reason I'm rating this game, I'm giving it a 7.9. I'm giving it a little bit lower than Fatal Bullet. The only reason I'm giving this game a little bit less than I would with Fatal Bullet is due to the fact that this game, even after, after they fix the problem with the story and everything like that, this game kind of still has a little bit of an issue where whenever they do DLC, they do too much explaining and not enough letting the player actually play the game. So when you're actually playing, then you're actually engaged. They don't, they don't do that like they do in Fatal Bullet. So that's the only thing I'd have to give on that. Other than that, this game pretty much almost does everything perfect, except for that. So yeah, no, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. So me personally, I love both games, but it's pretty close in my opinion. I probably have to give this game actually an 8. I just give this game an 8. I give Fatal Bullet 8.5, and I give this game an 8. Because while Fatal Bullet is more consistent, and the only thing I had problem with was the fact that you can't run around in the overworld with people, this game, on the other hand, had the issue that there was too much talking. And on top of that, it was really buggy, and it still is kind of buggy a little bit. And also the fact that there's not exactly a PvP, which might be a turn off for some people. So I kind of adjust that in there as well. But other than that, content, story, bosses, this game has it all. It's just a little bit of things that they need to fix or add into another SAO game that would make the game pretty much perfect. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know the video was a little bit long and I was kind of rambling a little bit sometimes throughout the video, but I'm pretty sure I got my point across that, I love both games, and me personally is like, this game especially, I was really excited for it, but sometimes, it let me down a little bit, but at the same time, then when they start fixing stuff, it did a lot better. So yeah, me personally, the contest winner of this is going to definitely be Fatal Bullet, but overall, both games are amazing, and regardless of which one you get, you're going to be in for a treat. So without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed. I know this video was long, but it was fun to make. It's 2 in the morning, I think, almost at this point. No, it is 2 in the morning for me. So I gotta get ready to get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you did enjoy, leave your favorite SAO character in the comment section, or your favorite game in the comment section. And without further ado, this is gonna be ShinobiEevee signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm out of here.